Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Bears and the Chargers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 23.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right away between the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Chargers. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway in Southern California. Taken in at the 3, and makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Being chased out left. His throw incomplete. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They're complete. This is Albert Wilson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Off the option, here's Montgomery. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Fielded at about the 28. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
It hasn't taken Herbert long to earn the status of one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. He's locked and loaded on every snap. And the second he sees an opening, the ball's soaring downfield. You've got to be on your A game at all times against him. The second you slip up, he's liable to burn you.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And he'll find Everett there, complete. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Herbert on first down now. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Brings up 2nd and 4. The Bears 45-yard line.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. It's Eckler again. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. They'll try the air now with Herbert. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. He finds his target, Beckham. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Sanders is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 8. Flushed out right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll look to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working. I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Second and 5 now. Herbert. Give him another one right back to Allen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 15-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Eckler now between the tackles. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Draw play, it's Eckler. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Xander Horvath punching it in from a yard away. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score.
And that has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Bears offense out there set and ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Back to Montgomery on second down. That one a first down pickup of 8. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. And to the left side here, Wilson. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. Yeah, he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They go backwards there 2 yards, and second and 1 is now third and 3.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that. Right there, they're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Hard throw, incomplete. And here's Trenton Gill now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it first and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, what a juke into space. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 79 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Mike Williams, 53 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. So an early advantage now to Goodwin. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They have not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. And now Herbert a little unsure of things, so he's going to go ahead and call a timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Up the middle with Eckler. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. He completes it to Beckham. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 46 yards. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Down right around the 25. And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. Here's Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Herbert off of play action. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. An early decision point here, Charles. Maybe one we'll look back on later. They go on 4th and goal, and they punch it in for the touchdown.
We always talk about how football is a game of confidence, and that's how you get it right there. Leave your offense out there and tell them I believe in you. And they pay it off with 6 points.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now an option play on 2nd down. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Fields going to keep it once more. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll make it 24-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And, oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taken in at the 22.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
Now it's Fields. He'll get that to Amir Smith-Marset. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
A handoff for Herbert.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Herbert once more.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here's a give to Herbert. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
They'll run. It's Herbert.
3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on 3rd down.
To throw is Fields.
Open is Swaim, the tight end. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47.
On play action, they'll throw. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
They'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good chunk on the ground, and the keeper 17 yards, 1st down.
Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
And defensively, you're going to have some guys with hands on hips looking to the heavens right now. You've got a fairly clean shot at the quarterback here, but he's able to worm his way out of that initial contact. And not only that, he's able to hot-foot it downfield for good yardage.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. Going for it all. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Back to throw here. He's got it. It's Spiller. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They go back to the ground with Spiller. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Touchdown, Chargers! 5-yard touchdown. And the Chargers continue to pull away here this first half. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They passed it to score.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, they had to feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Onto the field now come the Bears. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Now Herbert to start the drive. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The LA offense ready for this next possession. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. Shifts past him at the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
It's a gain of 5.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 20-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the Chargers are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown. Josh Palmer from 4 yards out. And the Chargers have opened the lead up to 30. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man in concert.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
On first down, it's Fields. That's taken in by Smith-Marset. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields. That ball complete to Isabella.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Now he'll escape to his right. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
More from L.A. in a moment. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
On 2nd down, Spiller looking for space.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
They'll go right back to Spiller here on 1st down.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Robert Quinn in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And according to our friends with Next Gen Stats, that sack occurred in a mere 2.1 seconds. Good luck trying to avoid that.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. And boy, before the drive even starts, here's a timeout. Wow. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Now Fields.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Herbert. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Chris Rumph in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the Bears punter now, standing just about on his own goal line.
Johnson on the return. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Running right, this is Spiller. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd and 5. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Travis Carey.
And the Bears are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
First week of the preseason, probably not the pass, the impression that the rookie wants to leave right there.
Yeah, no probably about it, because that's not what you want to do to try and impress your new coaching staff, try to impress your locker room, and most importantly, yourself. Probably spent all night last night saying, don't throw an interception early. Make sure you take care of the football. But now he's got it out of the way. Hopefully he can just settle in and move on.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. From the 35 on 2nd down.
Fields.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Chicago.
This is Herbert.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Here's the option. Running right. Gets past one man. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 27-yard line. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field, and we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And taken right on the 30. A nice little juke. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Khalil Herbert,
42 yards.
and the Bears get a bit closer.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that'll cut the lead down to 18. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete. 3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
He'll drop to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. .42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Fields pass. Complete to Amir Smith-Marset. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Here's Herbert, able to avoid him at the 40. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
95 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields.
Dancing to his left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
Well, it reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Right back to Spiller on second down.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
No gain on the play. It's third down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal. A 50-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
On the return, it's Tristan Ebner from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. The Bears on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here's Fields.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields.
This one caught by Isabella.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
If I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Fields.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
From the 25 on 2nd down.
Fields.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation points, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Kelly. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
They'll try and run for it with Spiller. And he's got room. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Isaiah Spiller, 71 yards. And the Chargers up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jump all the way to the end zone.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it was Isaiah Spiller capping things off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And certainly this, not the performance that they were hoping for to begin the exhibition season, but still plenty to watch for in this fourth quarter. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Gets around him. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They lead big. Quite the kickoff, really, to this exhibition schedule as they start once more with a 1st and 10. They'll start with the option. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 1. That's complete right around the 8. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Well, partner, nothing but praise for me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career. But he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
Sanders on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. It has been a dream start to the preseason thus far as they look to finish things strong in the 4th quarter. The drive starts with a give to Spiller. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. Some nifty running, but it only gets him to the 45. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, it's Spiller. 132 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the nights go on. The carries knocked out. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They keep it on the ground with Spiller. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Kelly on the counter. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. They run behind center with Spiller. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Straight ahead, it's Spiller. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. This offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Chiefs and the Bears on Monday Night Prime Time.
Bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chicago Bears. Brandon Goode and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And right away, he lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking to throw.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Read option. Here's Montgomery.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Now, do you put it in your quarterback's hands again? That's the question here on 3rd and goal.
Montgomery will take it in. Touchdown, Bears. Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT.
Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards.
And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. This one taken just inside the 10.
Well, now how about this return?
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So a sensational return there on special teams. A foot race that he was not going to lose. Now, meanwhile, while that was going on, we've got an injured player on the field. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
On 1st down, Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. Oh, what a move. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Edwards-Helaire on the counter. And he's brought down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. And he is going to lose yardage here. And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. So a sensational return there on special teams. A foot race that he was not going to lose. But now, meanwhile, while that was going on, we've got an injured player on the field. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. On play action, they'll throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They'll look to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get advantage that way.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery.
And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it is what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
The 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill.
And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Mahomes now on first down. It's Kelsey on the ground.
He's up to the 20.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Here's Edwards-Helaire.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. Nifty move. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 56 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Mahomes going to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
Point A, B, and C.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. That's complete to Cobb.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. Great move by Montgomery. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Johnson's got it complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Here's 2nd and 8. Being chased out left.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now back to throw.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up for the 1st and goal.
Montgomery back to the ground. And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there. He's got a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Bears are able to move back in front. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And that makes it 14-10. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again.
And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Balled at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Mahomes now to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Open man is Myers.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
A gain of 14. And the first down, Chiefs.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Now here's Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Now it's Mahomes again. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A nice gain of 21 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Mahomes to throw once more.
He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire.
They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash, this from 33. Butker's kick here is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive.
And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
64 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll go with the option. Coming right. Ooh, with a juke. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the 1st.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. It gets it over the middle to Cobb.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this is going to remain a 1-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Former first-rounder Clyde Edwards-Helaire ready to go here. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not to any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Mahomes now on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Mahomes to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Myers. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice, consistent gain.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he wisely will throw that one away. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for the 2nd quarter. I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, it's still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This one fielded at the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Chicago offense set to get started. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Off the option, here's Montgomery.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll look to throw. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Now here's Trenton Gill now.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 37.
Well, he can certainly be a big asset in this passing game. He proves it right there. He makes the catch out of the backfield, and then off he goes.
Yeah, and this is nothing more than a simple screen pass, but he does a really nice job of showing patience and letting his blockers get out in front of him. And he turns it into really nice yardage.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball, but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And that will push the lead up to 5.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll drop to throw. Johnson with a completion over the middle. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 8. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but looking like that won't be the case here.
Yeah, it looks like someone put their dukes up a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe decided to finally make a stand because those first 2 drives, they got run over. Now, finally, got their feet under them, got a little bit of balance. They're getting off the field.
Shifts by him. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now here comes Kansas City.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
And again, it's Mahomes. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. He'll look to throw.
And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's got a man, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Mahomes now on first down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. That's complete. It's Daz Newsome.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Back to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield.
To me, the defense is a little gas near the end of the first half, but they come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At the 34. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Open is Swaim, the tight end. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And his throw is incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now. It's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth, because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and out come the Chiefs now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Here's a 2nd and 7. And incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the play, there's a great example of that. Right to the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now he's forced out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 41-yard line.
2nd and 3. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 17. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
To throw is Fields.
Able to find Isabella. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A 2-yard pickup.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Able to get out the yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Touching. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll look to throw here. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
And that is incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Gets it up past the 10 with a nice move. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Second and 5. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker. Let's go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Up to the 20.
Isaiah Pacheco, offense. He's brought down at the 20-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup.
Here's 2nd and 8. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And that will force a turnover on downs. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on 4th, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
Still a lot that can happen, but you think they get points on this drive, even if it's just 3, should wrap this one up.
And you got to love their starting field position. So if you're the play caller right now, being on the plus side of the 50, you're thinking exactly what you're saying. Get 3, get out of here with at least that. But hey, you might not just put 6 on the board and really take control.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. So a big one coming now for Harrison Butker. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is on target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this will stay a 1-score game as the lead holds at 8. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48.
Fields now to throw. He'll get that to Amir Smith-Marset. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Fields.
And that is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Here's Fields.
Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. They'll go again with Herbert.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. Fields.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
Intended for number 20, incomplete. He was defended by Brian Clark.
4th down. Fields has to have this one.
Got his man, and it's caught for Chicago touchdown. Andy Isabella, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Bears have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted to tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter.
Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. And they no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a little damp. There he goes, right side. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco,
74 yards.
And the Chiefs answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he returns this to the 22.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Herbert once more. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Gets this to Isabella on the jet sweep. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there at 20 yards.
Because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 35-yard line. Out of the gun, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Sutton. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
2nd and 14. Complete to Newsom. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. They'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
He'll find O'Shaughnessy open left side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Fields. And he rifles one incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A handoff for Herbert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 4-yard line. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. 1st down.
It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Here's a give to Herbert.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Fields.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
On 3rd down, Herbert.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Here's Fields. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They snap it to Fields.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw.
Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee.
2nd and 11. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4. Back-to-back running plays putting him in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? Victory in the cards now for the Chiefs as they take a knee here.
Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Bears and the Colts, next on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup here in Week 3 between the Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at Week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Sanchez ready to go, and we are underway from Lucas Oil Stadium. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Back to Montgomery on second down. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now, we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On play action, they'll throw. He'll buy some time right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Out to the right here to Wilson. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 26. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. I'll give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this guy.
Pass. I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Back to throw again. That's complete, and once again, it's Cobb.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
They'll look to throw again.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown and not to be, and now it's 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good.
And we see the second team, but a good start for the first unit with 3 points.
Yeah, good start, and now they want to see them build on it because you're exactly right. They'll get a few more drives at this stage of the preseason. Can they continue to evolve and add to what we just saw in the first drive?
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. As we get a peek at Matt Ryan, a man who's been in the league since back in 2008.
And when you start with listing a guy's accomplishments like Matt Ryan's, all these years in the league, near the top of the league in completions and percentage, touchdowns each and every year, has won an MVP, taken his team to the Super Bowl. You're talking about a guy who might be finished, but he still has gas left in the tank. Big right arm, great leader, the face of his franchise.
Now Ryan on first down. His throw incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. It's Ryan.
Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
They run once more with Taylor.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Ryan to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Ryan. And the throw there going to be incomplete. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
At the line, they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Now back to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Over the middle here to Wilson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that.